I'm Morgan, 31 years old, and 3 weeks ago I sold my $350,000 condo to a developer, then disappeared. 79 missed calls, 47 text messages, an email from my mother with the subject line, "What have you done?" A 2 a.m. message from my sister, Morgan. They're saying we have 30 days to move out. Where are the kids supposed to go? I didn't respond. Not because I'm cruel, because I've spent my entire life responding, fixing, accommodating, and it was never enough. If you've ever been treated like the responsible one, the strong one, the one who always absorbs the consequences so everyone else can stay comfortable, you'll understand this story. And while you're listening, tell me one thing in your head. Where are you hearing this from today? Not for numbers, just because I want you to picture yourself in it. Now let me take you back for weeks to Christmas Eve, when I stood in my parents' kitchen and heard something I will never forget. Growing up in the Platt family, I learned early that love came with conditions. I just didn't have the language for it back then. My father, Harold, spent 30 years working at a manufacturing plant until his back gave out and he retired early. My mother, Diane, ran our home like a small kingdom where loyalty meant obedience and questioning her meant betrayal. And then there was Kelsey, my younger sister by 3 years. The baby, the fragile one, the one who always needed help. I was the odd one out. The kid who buried herself in textbooks. The kid who won a full scholarship, while Kelsey dropped out after 2 semesters and walked away with $40,000 in student loans. The family story wrote itself. Morgan got lucky. Kelsey got life. No one mentioned my 4 jobs through school, or my summers spent interning while my sister vacationed, or the promotions I earned while she collected excuses. In my mother's eyes, success wasn't something you built. It was something that happened to you like weather, and if fate smiled on me, then surely I owed something to the people it passed over. That's when the phone calls started. Small at first. $20 for gas, $100 for an unexpected bill, $500 when Derek Kelsey's husband lost another job, and I always sent the money. No questions, because I didn't want conflict, and because I still believed love meant sacrifice. Looking back, I can't remember the last time my mother called to ask how I was doing. Every conversation ended the same way, a request wrapped in guilt, delivered with the precision of a person who had mastered turning obligation into family. I was the family ATM. I just hadn't read the fine print yet. 3 years ago, I bought a condo on Chicago's northwest side, 2 bedrooms, clean lines, a city view that reminded me every morning how far I'd come. Last November, I paid off the mortgage. 8 years of discipline, saving, side consulting, saying no to vacations. The day I made the final payment, I sat on my living room floor and cried. Not from sadness, from relief, because it proved I existed outside of what my family needed from me. The neighborhood was changing fast. New restaurants, coffee shops, property values climbing. My condo in investment of $280,000 was now worth around $350,000. My mother noticed. Every visit came with little comments that sounded casual, but landed like stones. "You live alone in all that space," she'd say. "Kelsey's kids share a bedroom the size of your bathroom." Last Thanksgiving, she pulled me aside. "You know, sweetheart, if you ever wanted to help your sister get on her feet, that condo could change her life." I laughed like it was a joke. It wasn't. What I didn't know then was that Kelsey had already contacted the developers buying up the block. She tried to sell them my unit through herself. They refused. They didn't work with unauthorized intermediaries. Kelsey had been circling my home like a shark for months, and I'd been too busy writing checks to notice the blood in the water. The Christmas dinner invitation arrived in early December. Family only, my mother wrote. We have so much to celebrate. I should have known. In the Platt family, celebrations always cost someone something. Christmas Eve at my parents' house smelled like turkey and cinnamon candles. White lights blinked on the porch railing. A wreath hung crooked on the door, same wreath from my childhood. Red bow faded into pink. Inside, the living room glowed. A small tree heavy with ornaments my mother collected over 40 years. Frank Sinatra played from a speaker my father still barely understood. I arrived with gifts. A cashmere scarf for my mother. A fishing reel for my father. Art supplies for my niece Lily, 5 years old. A stuffed dinosaur for my nephew Oliver, 3. And for Kelsey a gift card. Safe, practical, polite. Lily ran to me and hugged my legs. Aunt Morgan, I drew you a picture. I knelt and accepted the crumpled paper covered in purple scribbles. It's beautiful, I told her. Is this a horse? It's you, she said seriously. With purple hair, I laughed and hugged her tight. For a moment, everything felt normal. Then Kelsey and Derek arrived 20 minutes late, blaming car trouble. Derek's handshake was weak. Kelsey smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Dinner was pleasant enough. My father told the same old jokes. My mother controlled portion sizes. Oliver threw peas at his sister. Normal, familiar, but I noticed things. The glance between my mother and Kelsey when they thought I wasn't looking, the nod. The way Derek checked his phone under the table and showed Kelsey something that made her suppress a smile. They were waiting for something. After dinner, I offered to help with dishes. My mother waved me into the kitchen. You're a saint, Morgan. Always so helpful. The kitchen sat in the back of the house. I filled the sink with hot, soapy water and started washing plates while Christmas music drifted from the living room. Then the music stopped. Someone turned it off, and voices carried down the hallway. I turned off the faucet, and I heard my mother's voice. She leaves January 2nd for Seattle. 2 weeks. Kelsey answered, quick and certain. Dad gets the spare key. He'll say he's watering her plants. Derek's voice was eager. We should move fast. January 3rd. Get in before she lands. My hands tightened around a wet plate. Change the locks first thing, Kelsey said. By the time she gets back, we're settled. What's she going to do? Call the cops on her own sister? My mother laughed softly. Morgan won't do anything. She never does. Then the line that cracked something in me. She cry, she pout, and then she'll get over it. She always does. Kelsey's voice dripped with bitterness. Single woman in a 2-bedroom, while my kids sleep in a closet. My mother agreed, like she was blessing a plan. Family takes care of family. She'll understand. I stood there, frozen, dishwater cooling around my wrists. My heart pounded so loud I thought they might hear it. I wanted to storm in, confront them, scream. But instead, I washed the next plate, slowly dried it, put it away, because in that moment, I understood something new. They thought they knew me. They didn't. I walked back into the living room like nothing happened. My face revealed nothing. Years of risk analysis gave me one skill I never appreciated until then. Never show your hand until you've calculated every outcome. All done, I said casually. My mother smiled, warm and fake, squeaky clean. I sat near the tree with Lily and looked at her drawings. But out of the corner of my eye, I watched Kelsey watch me. Her gaze lingered too long. Suspicious, testing. I smiled at her. The turkey was amazing this year, I said. Did you help Mum with the recipe? Kelsey blinked, thrown off. Yeah. I brined it overnight. My mother beamed, relieved. Normal, restored. But nothing was normal anymore. I looked at them, these people I'd spent 31 years trying to please. A mother who confused control with love. A father who hid behind silence. A sister who weaponized victim. A husband who fit right into the taking. They had mistaken my kindness for weakness. My quiet for permission. They were about to learn the difference. Before I left that night, I said one thing casually. By the way, I'm meeting with my lawyer next week. Just paperwork. My mother barely looked up. That's nice, dear. She had no idea what she'd just dismissed. Later, Kelsey cornered me outside on the back porch. Cold air, white breath. So, Seattle? She asked. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I confirmed. Must be nice, her tone implied. Then she asked, carefully casual, who's watching your place? Dad offered to water my plants, I said. She smiled a little too quickly. Your neighborhood's changing, huh? Lots of developers. Yeah, I said evenly. They're buying the block, and has anyone offered you anything? I looked at her, really looked. Envy disguised as concern, calculation behind every sisterly question. A few people asked, I said. I'm not selling. Her jaw tightened, barely visible. I kept my tone light. You should focus on your own rental situation, though. Isn't your landlord difficult? She stiffened. We're handling it. Good, I said. She walked back inside, and I stayed on that porch another minute, staring at the stars. She had tested me, and I had passed. Now it was my turn. I left my parents' house at 9:30, hugged everyone. My mother squeezed my shoulders. And remember, leave that spare key for your father. Of course, I said. The drive home took 40 minutes. 10 minutes of silence. Then I called Alina, my closest friend. She answered immediately,